Hi everyone, it's Elena here from Lavinia Stamps design team. Thank you for joining me today, and I would like to share with you how I made this card. Let your spirit take flight. So we have Jayla sitting on the tree branch with the moon behind her. We have 3 dragonflies flying around her, and I'm going to be using a 6-inch round gel plate to do our background on. I'm going to be using a little bit of Distress Oxide Black Soot as my base layer on the gel plate. I'm going to be using brushos, Rose Red, Prussian Blue and also Sunburst Lemon to make our background. For stamping with, I'm going to be using VersaFine Clair Pinecone for our tree branches. The leaves are going to be stamped in VersaFine Clair Shady Lane and also Rainforest. The dragonflies are stamped in VersaFine Clair Twilight, and then I'm going to be using VersaFine Clair Nocturne to do the rest of our stamping, and also Jayla. I'm also going to be using a circle mask just to do our moon, and to blend with around our moon I'm going to be using Elements Lime Punch. A white Posca pen just to do some dots around Jayla, and a Stardust glitter pen just to add some sparkle to her wings. A white gel pen also to do some highlights on her. I'm also going to be using a Quickie glue pen on the card, and then I'm going to be using some of this vintage foil sheets just to do some foil dots around our card. So for the stamps, I'm going to be using first is the tree branch, the mini leaf 5, the dragonfly from the Bugs collection, Let Your Spirit Take Flight, Jayla, and then this beautiful background script. So let's get started. I'm going to be using a 6-inch gel plate, and I'm going to use a bit of Distress Oxide Black Soot. So with my brayer I'm just going to load up the ink onto it, and then I'm just going to apply it to my gel plate. And I've got some brushos here, so I've got Rose Red, Sunburst Lemon and Prussian Blue. I'm just going to go to the Sunburst Lemon first with my fan brush, and then I'm just going to take off the excess, and then I'm just going to put this randomly around the gel plate. So again, back to the lemon, and then just tap it over our gel plate. And what we want is small little brusho droplets onto our gel plate. Then I'm going to go and use the Rose Red. Again, just taking off the excess and just building that around the left side of our gel plate. Just going to add a bit more just to around the bottom. And then I'm going to go and use this Prussian Blue. So just take the excess off and then just tap that over the right side of our gel plate. So I'm just going to do this once more, just so that we go into the red a little bit more. And then I'm going to go back to the Sunburst Lemon, and then I'm just going to do the middle around here. Just building that up a bit more. Then using a sheet of multivarious card, I'm now just going to go and take the print off it. So I'm just going to give this a good rub. And now time to take the card off. And there we have our background. So I've put my card inside my stamping platform and I've got the tree branch and jailer into place. So I'm going to stamp the tree branch first. Don't worry about this gap here because we're going to fill that up later. And now I'm just going to stamp jailer. I'm going to stamp jailer in VersaFine Clair Nocturne. So I'm just going to take my time just to ink her up so that I catch all of that detail on her wings. And now I'm just going to press this down and stamp her. And there we have our beautiful jailer. So using our round gel plate, I just drew around it, cut a circle out, and I'm keeping this piece of waste. So all I've done is used the paper mask that we cut out, placed it over my work, and then I used this background script to stamp all over our card. I used VersaFine Clair Nocturne, but I used an old pad that was drying up, but you can stamp it in second generation. So now we have our script in the background with our work in the middle. Using a piece of the waste from when we cut out the circle, I'm now just going to go up to our print, just so that I'm protecting all of that script. And with the pine cone that we used to do our tree branch, I'm just going to ink up the very edge of the tree branch. And now I'm just going to position that over, and I'm just going to use my finger to stamp with. Take that away, and now we have extended our tree branch. Using the waste from the circle, I'm now just going to place that over our work so that I'm just protecting the script. Still using pine cone, I'm now going to ink up our tree branch. And then I'm going to stamp this over the right side. So I'm now just going to turn this around just by keeping an eye on that, and then we're just going to stamp this down just so that we've got some more branches to stamp with. And I think I'm just going to do another bit up here. So again, just inking your stamp up, and then we're just going to stamp. And I think I'll just do another one just round by the back of jailer. Using one of the circle masks, I'm now just going to place this over jailer. And then using some of this Elements Lime Punch, I'm going to pick some of this ink up and just blend that onto my mat. And then I'm just going to gently build this up, flicking it out around our circle mask. So I'm just going to take my time just to build that up, and then I'm just going to do a little bit just at the back of Jayla and the underneath. So I'm just going to concentrate on the right side of our moon. So you just want to build that up. And there we have our soft moon in the background. So now we need to add our leaves. So I've got one of the mini stamps here on my stamping block, and I'm going to be using Shady Lane first. So I'm just going to ink that up, and then I'm just going to stamp this over the card. So I'm just going to ink it up, then just stamp these randomly around our card. And then I'm going to use a bit of Rainforest. So using the same stamp again, just inking this up. We're going to stamp some of this around our card again. So we're just going to ink it up and just place these randomly around our card. I think we'll have another one just hanging there. And then we'll have one there. And just turn your stamp around just so that you get differently positioned, which creates again a bit more of an interest. I think we're just going to stamp maybe another one just there. We're going to add some dragonflies to it. So I'm using the dragonfly from the Bugs collection. And I'm going to stamp those in VersaFine Clair Twilight. So by just inking it up and then just to stamp it here. See if we can get one up here in between her wings. And so we're going to ink that up, and then I'm just going to place the last one here. Going to go back to using the Elements Lime Punch. And again, with the blending brush, picking up some of that ink, just going to blend that onto my mat. And then I'm just going to gently just go round the edge of our card. So we're going to do this all the way round. Going to be adding sparkle to her wings, and I'm using a Stardust glitter pen, and all I'm doing is just doing little dots with the pen. And by using a white gel pen, you can add highlights to Jayla. And all I do is just do my highlights, and then with my finger just gently smudge it in to her. And we get a nice gentle highlights on her. I've started to add some highlights to the leaves, and all I'm doing is with my gel pen just doing some little lines and then just smudging it. So we're just following the leaves and just doing 3 little lines and then smudging it, just so that you can see the veins on the leaves. And I've only done this on the dark green. With a white Posca pen, I'm just now going to just do some random little dots around our leaves, just to create some little interest. And you can always go back over a few of them just to make them a little bit bigger. Before I put the finishing touches to my card, I've done all of my mats and layers, and now I'm just going to glue this down onto an 8x8 card blank. Using this sentiment, I've cut it out, and now I'm just going to blend around the edge of it, just to tone down the edges. And I'm using some of this Elements Lime Punch. So we're just dabbing a bit onto your brush and then just gently going around the edge, just so that we're softening the edges of it. And I'm just going to do the last little piece. And I think I just need to add a little bit more to this piece. There. So we're just going around the edges and just toning that down. And now we just need to have a play of where we want these words to go. Then once you're happy with the position, just to glue them into place. So I'm just going to pop flight here. Let your bit and where we're going to stick that one. It's a bit too. Put that piece over here. And then the last one with a little bit of glue. And I think we're going to have that here. So we've got those. So just give those a good press down. Going to be using some of this vintage foil sheets, and all I'm going to do is with my quickie glue pen, I'm just going to get my pen started, is I'm going to firstly just do some random dots around the bottom here, just around the bottom where Jayla is, and then I'm just going to do a few at the side of her, and then again a few where the leaves are. And then I'm just going to use my heat gun just to quickly speed up this glue to get tacky. And then all we're going to do is just use your foil and just firmly press it down and then just gently peel it away. So we're just going to do this all the way around. And now I'm going to do a few more again with the Quickie glue pen, and we're going to do some more dots. So I'm just going to follow around where the leaves are. And again, I'm just going to use the heat gun just to speed up the glue to turn tacky. And I'm going to use a different colour of foil. So again, just gently rubbing this over, just taking time to rub all of this onto your card. We're starting to build up all of these little foil dots around our card. And if I just move this around, you'll be able to see those little foil dots. And that's the card finished. Thank you for joining me today. Take care, and I hopefully will see you soon. Bye for now. Bye!